Hello students, in last lecture we have discussed types of data, then key elements of machine learning, then we have seen dimensionality reduction, descriptive and inferential statistics, and the last topic we have discussed is probability. Now today we will see what is meant by distance measures, what are the different types of distance measures, and we will again see what is correlation. In many machine learning algorithms, it is a fundamental requirement to find out similarity between two instances. Here instances means data points. In distance-based model, finding similarity is by calculating the distance between two instances. There are many ways to calculate the distance between two instances. Ideally, distance matrices use a distance function that tells us the mathematically driven distance between various elements throughout the data set. Closer the distance, the more similar they are, and vice versa. Means difference between the elements is more than they are dissimilar or different. In both supervised and unsupervised learning, these distance metrics are used to measure the similarity between data points. A distance function provides distance between the elements of a set. If the distance is 0, then elements are equivalent, else they are different from each other. A distance function is nothing but a mathematical formula used by distance matrix. The distance function can differ across different distance matrices. Both supervised and unsupervised algorithms in machine learning use distance matrices to understand patterns in the input data. This matrix is also used for the identification of similarities between results. A strong distance matrix helps to improve the efficiency of clustering or classification algorithms' performance. In this lecture, we are going to see two distance measures, that is Euclidean distance and Manhattan distance. Let us see them one by one. Now we will see Euclidean distance measure. This is the most commonly used distance measure. It represents the shortest distance between 2 points. Many of the algorithms like k-means use this distance metric to find out the similarity between the observations or instances. Euclidean distance is the square root of sum of squares of difference between the coordinates. In general, default distance is considered as Euclidean distance. In simple words, Euclidean distance is the length of line segment connecting the points. If we want to use Euclidean distance measure, if columns have values with different scales, then normalize or standardize the numerical values before calculating the Euclidean distance. Otherwise, columns that have large values will dominate the distance measure. Now we will see how to find out Euclidean distance. Suppose 2 points are given, one is A and another is C. A point is represented by the coordinates x1, y1 and C is represented by using the coordinates x2, y2. If we connect these 2 points and we want to find out the distance between them, see, so this distance is represented by d. We want to find out the value of d and here we want to use the distance measure, that is Euclidean distance measure. So we want to calculate distance between A and C, which are represented by x1, y1 and x2, y2. Now, as this is two-dimensional plane, it is represented by the axis x and y. Now, Euclidean distance is simply calculated using Pythagoras theorem, that is AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. So, AC equal to square root AB square plus BC square. Now, we will find out what is AB and what is BC. So, in this given diagram, if we project the points A and B on x-axis, then we will get 2 points on x-axis, that is x1 and x2. So, we can find out AB as x2 minus x1. And again, if we want to find out BC, then we will project these 2 points on y-axis, where we will get 2 points y1 and y2. Therefore, we can find out BC as y2 minus y1. So, our formula will become AC is equal to under root x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 whole bracket square. So, AC is nothing but the distance D, which is in between the point A and C. In this way, we can find out Euclidean distance between 2 points. Now, the next distance measure is Manhattan distance. It is the sum of absolute differences between the coordinates. It is also called as rectilinear distance, city block distance, or taxi cab distance. We use Manhattan distance if we need to calculate the distance between two data points in a grid-like path. Now, as like previous example, if 2 points are given A and C, represented by coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2, and we want to find out the distance between A, C, that is represented by D, by using distance measure Manhattan distance. Then how to calculate this distance? Let us find out. Now see, the diagram is as per the previous example. It is exactly the same. Here only the formula is different because we are using different distance measure. Here we will take sum of absolute distances in both the x and y directions. So the Manhattan distance in two-dimensional space is given as, see, here we want to find out the distance between A and B plus the distance between B and C. So whenever we are projecting these 2 points A and B on x-axis, we will find out the distance like x2 minus x1, and we will take their absolute value, plus the distance between B and C. Whenever we project these 2 points on y-axis, we will get the distance between them as y2 minus y1, and we will take absolute of its value. Therefore, here the formula will become D is equal to x2 minus x1 absolute plus y2 minus y1 its absolute. So this is how we can calculate Manhattan distance. Now we will see what is meant by correlation. So correlation is an association. It is a measure of the extent to which two variables are related. Therefore, when one variable increases as the other variable increases, or when one variable decreases while the other decreases, correlation is used to describe the linear relationship between two continuous variables, for example, height or weight. In general, correlation tends to be used when there is no identified response variable. It measures the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two or more variables. Correlation is a statistical technique that can show whether and how strongly pairs of variables are related. For example, height and weight are related because generally taller people tend to be heavier than shorter people. The relationship is not perfect. Correlation is a term that refers to the strength of the relationship between two variables, where a strong or high correlation means two or more variables have strong relationship with each other, while a weak or low correlation means that the variables are hardly related or not related. Correlation is positive when the values increases together. For example, the more time you spend running on a treadmill, the more calories you will burn. Or taller people have larger shoe sizes and shorter people have smaller shoe sizes. Again, another example can be the more money she saves, the more financially secure she feels. As the temperature goes up, ice cream sales also go up. When an employee works more hours, he pays more. So these are some of the examples. Then correlation is negative when one value decreases, the other increases. For example, a student who has many absentees has a decrease in grades. Another example can be as weather gets colder, air conditioning costs decreases. Or if a train increases the speed, the length of time to get to the final point decreases. As one exercises more, his body weight becomes less. Or the older the man gets, the less hair that he has. Again, another example can be the more one works, the less free time one has. So these are the examples we can use for positive and negative correlations. In this diagram, positive and negative correlation is shown. As study increases, score increases too, and score decreases as absentee increases. The greater the absolute value of the correlation coefficient, the stronger the relationship is. The sign of the correlation coefficient represents the direction of the relationship. Positive coefficients indicate that when the value of one variable increases, the value of other variable also tends to increase. Positive relationship produce an upward slope on the scatter plot. So the diagram on the left hand side is the line is going upwards from left to right. Opposite to that, negative coefficients represent cases when the value of one variable increases, the value of the other variable tends to decrease. Negative relationship produce a downward slope. So you can see in right side diagram, the line is going downwards from left to right. Now, correlation can be strong correlation or weak correlation. So, value of one variable based on the values of other variable, then the relationship is called as strong correlation. And when on average the value of one variable are related to other, then it is called as weak correlation. This diagram shows three types of correlation. First is strong positive, second is weak positive, and third one is no correlation. Now you can see in the diagram that when we say that it is strong positive correlation, then all the instances or data points are close to each other and their range is upward in the upward direction from left to right. So it is strong positive. So when it is said as weak positive, then the distance between data points is large. Okay, and when we say that there is no correlation, then you can see in the diagram that all the data points are scattered in the two-dimensional space. The main result of correlation is called the correlation coefficient, which is represented by R. It is also called as Pearson's correlation coefficient. This correlation coefficient is a single number that measures both the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two continuous variables. It ranges from -1 to +1. When R is more close to +1 or -1, the more closely the two variables are. If R is close to 0, it means there is no relationship between the variables. If R is positive, it means that one variable gets larger, the other gets larger. When R is negative, then it means that as one gets larger, the other gets smaller, called as inverse correlation. Now in this diagram, we can see all types of correlation. See, there are 4 types of correlation coefficients given, and as per their values, the correlation is shown diagrammatically. So, when R is equal to +1, then it is a perfect positive correlation. When R is equal to 0, there is no correlation. Whenever R is equal to -1, then it is perfect negative correlation, and the value of correlation coefficient shows how good the correlation is and whether it is positive or negative. So in the diagram you can say that whenever correlation is positive, then line is going upwards from left to right, and whenever it is negative correlation, the line is going downwards from left to right. So this is all about correlation. This is about today's lecture. Thank you so much.